What if I told you that on January 1st, 2026, China just cut off 70% of the world's silver supply? Not gold, silver, the metal in your phone, your laptop, your car, your solar panels, and most people have no idea this just happened. I'm ZK, finance news anchor, and what I'm about to reveal will change how you see global supply chains forever. Because this isn't just about silver, this is about power. Let's begin. January 1st, 2026. While the world was celebrating New Year's, China quietly activated export controls that will reshape global manufacturing. Here's what happened. The Chinese government announced new licensing requirements for antimony, gallium, germanium, and several other critical materials. Buried in that announcement, silver. Not just any silver restriction. State-approved licensing for large-scale exporters. Translation: if you want to buy refined silver from China, you now need Beijing's permission. And here's the part that should terrify you. China controls 60 to 70% of global refined silver supply. Let me say that again. 70%. This isn't like OPEC controlling oil. This is one country controlling the majority of a critical industrial metal that has no viable substitute in most applications. The Jerusalem Post broke this story. Most mainstream media completely missed it. But here's why you need to pay attention. Silver isn't just a precious metal for investors. It's the invisible metal that makes modern technology possible, and China just weaponized it. Before we go further, let's talk about why silver matters. Silver has the highest electrical conductivity of any metal, the highest thermal conductivity, the best reflectivity. This makes it irreplaceable in modern electronics. Every smartphone has between 0.2 to 0.5 grams of silver. Laptop computers, half a gram to a gram. Electric vehicles, 25 to 50 grams per vehicle. Solar panels, 20 grams per panel. But here's where it gets interesting. Artificial intelligence servers and data centers. They're consuming massive amounts of silver for high-efficiency electrical contacts and thermal management systems. A single AI server farm can require tons of silver, literal tons. Now imagine all of that supply controlled by one government. A government that's in a technology race with the West. A government building its own AI infrastructure. A government that needs that silver for domestic use. You starting to see the problem? Let's break down the numbers. Because numbers don't lie. Global silver mine production in 2024. Approximately 26,000 metric tons. But here's the key. That's mine production. Most silver comes out of the ground as a byproduct of copper, lead, and zinc mining. Only about 30% comes from primary silver mines. This means you can't just mine more silver when demand spikes. Now, refining. China dominates silver refining. They take silver concentrate from mines around the world and refine it into the pure silver that manufacturers need. Mexico mines the most silver. Peru is number 2. China is number 3. But China refines the most, by far. And on January 1st, they just put that refining capacity behind a licensing wall. October 2025, London silver lease rates spiked above 30%. Normal lease rates, less than 1%. 30% lease rates mean one thing: panic, absolute panic. Traders were scrambling to find physical silver. COMEX futures open interest fell 22%. Why? Because shorts couldn't source physical metal to deliver. That was October. 3 months before China's export controls kicked in. Imagine what happens now. Let me paint you a picture. You're the procurement manager at a major electronics manufacturer, Samsung, Apple, Tesla, Panasonic. Your production line needs 500 kilograms of silver this month. Normally, you call your supplier in Shanghai. They process the order. Silver arrives in 2 weeks. But now your supplier says, we need to apply for an export license. It might take 60 days, or it might be denied. What do? You panic buy from other sources. Peru, Mexico, Australia. But guess what? Everyone else is doing the same thing. Supply that used to cost $28 per ounce in early 2025. It hit over $100 per ounce by January 2026. That's a 270% increase. And that's before the full impact of export controls hits. Solar panel manufacturers. They consumed over 25% of global silver supply in 2024. Electric vehicle production growing exponentially. Artificial intelligence infrastructure doubling every 18 months. All of them competing for the same shrinking supply. Now add geopolitics. If you're a Chinese refiner and you can sell domestically without export hassles, or jump through licensing hoops to sell internationally, what do you choose? Exactly. The global supply chain is breaking. Let me walk you through 3 scenarios. War game style. Scenario 1. The tech manufacturing crunch. Timeline, 6 to 12 months from now. Western electronics manufacturers can't secure silver at reasonable prices. Production costs spike. Apple, Samsung, Dell, they all face the same choice. Pay 3 times more for silver or reduce production. Some pass cost to consumers. Your next iPhone, $800 more expensive. Your new laptop, 30% price increase. But here's the real problem. Smaller manufacturers can't absorb those costs. They shut down production lines. Layoffs begin. Meanwhile, Chinese electronics manufacturers, they have guaranteed domestic silver supply. They undercut Western competitors on price. They gain market share. The technology gap widens. Scenario 2. The green energy crisis. Western governments have committed to massive solar energy expansion. The European Union, the United States, Australia. But solar panels require 20 grams of silver each. A 1 gigawatt solar farm, 10 million panels, 200 metric tons of silver. Where does that silver come from? When China controls the supply, 2 options. Option 1. Pay whatever China charges. Your green energy transition just got 50% more expensive. Option 2. Delay projects. Miss climate targets. Face political backlash. Either way, China wins. Because while the West struggles to build solar capacity, China is building the same capacity with guaranteed silver supply at lower costs. The clean energy race. China just took the lead. Scenario 3. The most dangerous one. Strategic stockpiling. When countries realize silver is a national security issue, they start hoarding. The United States government, European governments, Japan, South Korea, they all start building strategic silver reserves, just like they did with oil after the 1970s crisis. But here's the problem. There isn't enough silver to go around. Global mine production, 26,000 tons annually. Industrial demand, already exceeding that. Investment demand, surging as people realize silver is scarce. Government stockpiling, that's the final straw. Prices don't just rise, they explode. $100 per ounce becomes $200, then $500. At those prices, entire industries restructure. Manufacturers desperately search for alternatives, but silver's properties are unique. There are no perfect substitutes. This is the scenario that keeps supply chain experts awake at night. So what's being done about this? The United States government is waking up. Slowly, the Department of Defense classified silver as a critical mineral in their supply chain assessment, but classification doesn't create supply. Some proposals on the table reopen silver mines that were shut down when prices were low. Problem? It takes 3 to 7 years to bring a mine online. Increase domestic refining capacity. Problem? Building refineries takes capital and time. Develop silver substitutes for critical applications. Problem? Research and development takes years. Testing takes years. Regulatory approval takes years. Meanwhile, China's export controls are active right now. The European Union is pursuing similar strategies. Japan has started preliminary talks about strategic reserves, but everyone is behind the curve because nobody saw this coming. I spoke with electronics manufacturers, off the record. Here's what they're actually doing. 1. Panic buying. Securing multi-year supply contracts at inflated prices. 2. Exploring alternatives. Copper for some applications, graphene for others, aluminum where possible. But alternatives come with trade-offs. Lower performance, higher failure rates, shorter product lifespans. 3. Redesigning products. Using less silver per unit. Apple reportedly reduced silver content in iPhones by 15% through circuit redesign. Tesla is testing silver reduction strategies in their EV electrical systems. But there's a limit. At some point, you can't reduce further without sacrificing performance. And here's the uncomfortable truth. While Western companies scramble to use less silver, Chinese companies have guaranteed access to as much as they need. Who do you think will build better products? Exactly. Let's talk about what this means for your money. Silver prices hit over $100 per ounce in January 2026, up from around $30 in early 2025, a 270% increase. Is this the top or just the beginning? If supply constraints worsen, if governments start stockpiling, if industrial demand continues growing, we could see prices far higher. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't just an investment opportunity, this is a fundamental shift in global power dynamics. China just demonstrated they can control critical resources. Silver today. What's next tomorrow? Rare earths? Already controlled by China. Cobalt? Lithium? Graphite? The country that controls critical resources, controls the future. Step back and look at the bigger picture. This isn't about silver. This is about the new Cold War. Technology dominance, supply chain weaponization, China's Belt and Road Initiative, their investments in African and South American mines, their dominance in refining capacity. This was all planned, years in advance. While the West was focused on software and services, China was securing hardware and materials. And now, the bill is coming due. Your phone will cost more. Your car will cost more. Your electricity will cost more. Because the materials that make modern life possible are no longer guaranteed. I'm ZK, and this story is just beginning. The question isn't whether China weaponized silver. They did. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Thanks for watching, and remember, in finance, information is power. Stay informed.